Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you're new here, thank you so much for coming through. And if you have never subscribed to my YouTube channel, please, I beg, subscribe, and God will bless you. So in today's video, I just decided to make a storytelling based on the real life. And actually what the title itself, it says all things work together for good for those who believes in the Lord. Let me start with 2007. So in 2007, it's actually where and when I'm telling this story, it's when I started like seeing things, how things are working in my life. So in 2007, it was so sadly, somewhere at the end of the year, my father passed on, and it was so bad. It was very, very bad for me, because that time I was even writing my final examination for grade 10. So it was very hard for me, because it's not to say that it's not painful when somebody was sick and then they died, but it's so bad when out of the blue somebody went to town and you never saw them again in your life. That is actually what happened to my father. So my father died in a car accident. May his soul continue to rest in peace. He was such a great father. He was my hero, my everything. So that he continue resting in peace. So when I failed my grade 10, it was very bad, because I failed with 22 points, simply because I was writing while I was in my father's strategy, that this thing that happened, the car accident and stuff. So I ended up failing. So when I failed, really all things work together for good. So I don't know what happened when I started school, but I started with 6 years old. I don't know. So that time when I wrote grade 10 for the first time, I was 15 years old. That is something great already. Because when I rewrote grade 10, it's just like a normal person, like a normal kid in grade 10, because I was, for the second time, I was 16. So that's already the grace of God, because it doesn't look like I missed out or something. So I rewrote and I passed. For the second time, I passed. So I went to secondary school, and when I went to secondary school, I don't know, I didn't do that well. So when the result came out, one of my sister decided that I must do NAMCO. So I had to move to Windhoek to further my points. So when I went to Windhoek, I registered and everything. But then later I also applied for NIMT, Namibia Institution of Science and Technology. So when I applied, they sent me an SMS, and they accepted me. So I had to leave Namcol, Windhoek and everything to come to Swakop, which was a near town to Arandis, because I was going to NIMT in Arandis. So, and I went to stay with my sister there. So, life in Swakop. My God, life was not easy. It was not easy at all. My sister was not working. She only used to like get how do I call it, like just to be called in to do a job just for maybe that day, just when there's too much work and you'll be called in to go and help. That was actually what she was doing, and it was not easy. And sometimes she also do hair. She used to plait people and stuff, and that you can't really rely on that while you don't have a salon and all those things. It's only when maybe you plated somebody nice and the person will be asked who plated you, then it's who, so then the person will come through or something like that. So life was very, very tough. She has to pay the rent, there's food to be bought, our cosmetics. I go to school, I'm not working, so I don't know, sometimes along the line one of my cousin just called my mother that I must go and stay with him in Swakop, in Wavish Bay. So I went to stay there, and as I was staying there and still going to school, one of the guy that works in a certain company came with a paper saying, yeah, there's positions at our workplace of what you are studying for at NIMT. So I applied, and it took so long for them to like call us or something like that, and I even ended up forgetting that I've applied somewhere. So, and I continued going to school, and as I was going I ended up failing one of the subjects. So because at NIMT you can't go forward with a subject that is behind, you have to pay and rewrite that subject. So as I was in the process of rewriting that, about to rewrite the subject, these people of the company called me that I must go for an interview. And actually I missed the first call that they called me. I didn't pick up because I don't know, my phone was somewhere, and then I just found a missed call, and then they called again tomorrow. So I went to Wavish Bay to go, and because that time after I came to this cousin of mine, something happens and I had to go back to Swakop again. That's why I said I come back to Swakop. To Wavish Bay, because I was in Wavish Bay, then I moved to back to Swakop again. So when they called, I came for an interview. So life sometimes is not fair. So when I came in the building of where I supposed to do my interview, I found this security guard guy, and I asked him about the place where I supposed to go and do my interview, because I'm not familiar with the place. I don't know the place. It was my first time in that place. So this guy was like, no, the interview, it's already finished. People has already finished. And imagine I was there earlier, because I supposed to start at 9 o'clock, but by 8 I was already in that building. So when this guy said this, I don't know, I was like, no, they said I'm starting 9 o'clock today. Then they go, okay, let me go and check what they will say. Okay, he went. I came for the interview. I think we were more than 15, and they only wanted 4. They only wanted 4 people. So I went through the interview, everything was fine, and I went back home. So This time I've missed already the subject that I was supposed to write. Then I'm just at home. So, and they took so long to call us and tell us what happened or something, and I even ended up forgetting again about this same position. But God is awesome. He does his wonders, and he's actually just preparing something good for me. So somewhere in August, imagine we applied these positions in March 2013, and they called us in August 2013, and we went to the interview that August, and we went to the medical test in September, and to God be the glory, they called me that I was one of the successful candidates, and I must come in to sign the papers and go for the medical test. And thank God I went through. I went through the medical test. Everything was fine, and we ended up starting the job on 18 November 2013. A process that almost took the whole year. And I'm being honest with you, for you to enter this company that I'm working for right now, it must be the grace of God. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. And even people used to ask me, how did you enter that company? You don't have a family member, you don't have a friend or something. I used to answer them, that is the grace of God. God, grace is upon me, or it has been upon me, even though that time I didn't recognize God and took him for who he is, and I was not a born again. I even barely go to church, but still God was on my side. Guys, I got the job. Until today, I'm having that same job. So I used to reflect, my mind used to reflect back to 2007. It's not to say I'm glad that my father passed, but it's just to say, what if he was still alive? Because I know if he could not die, I could have passed my grade 10. Because yes, I could have passed. I just didn't pass because I was depressed, I was hurt, and everything. And I'm not saying I got this because what? It's by the grace of God. And that's why my title is saying all things works together for good for those who believes in the Lord. And this is just to encourage somebody that even if you lost something that is so dearly to your heart, just believe that God is preparing something great for you. God is something is cooking out for you. Believe me or not. And if you are right now, you are born again and you believe in God, so why cannot God do that for you? Why not? I remember in the Bible there was this lady with a child that was sick, and she came to Jesus to asking for the healing of the daughter. And Jesus said, can I give my children's food to dogs? And this lady answered that even the dogs, they eat those little pieces that falls from the master's table. So I think I was once a dog, that has fed from the pieces of the master's table. And today, if you are born again, you are not going to eat the pieces. Even if things are not going well, just believe that you're a child of God and you're not going to feed on the little pieces that are falling from the table, but you're going to dinner with the Most High God, because He is your Father. He is your Creator. He is the Most High God. He never changed. He's always the same. So if you are passing through something, just know that God is on your side. As He has said in His word that He will never leave us, neither will He forsake us. His grace is always upon our lives. Let us just appreciate God in our lives. And if you did not accept God yet in your life, my sister, my brother, you are nothing without God. You can try by all means. And if God is not on your side, nothing will work in your life. I'm telling you. Do you know why I'm saying that? When I got this job, I was not in Christ. And I know that Christ was actually trying to show me that He is my Father. He is everything that I need. Because when I got this job, I was experiencing some problems at my workplace where I didn't tell anybody about this, but there was tough time at my workplace. So, and I was having a feeling of giving up my job. But then along the side, I found Christ. That was 2016. Imagine, from 2013 to 2016, I thought, why not? I can do it all. But without Christ, you can't do it all. You need Christ for you to function well. You need Christ for you to maintain your job, for you to maintain everything that you have. You need Christ. So things were not going well, and I ended up looking for God. I found Him. He found me, and today He is my Father. He is my everything. And when I found Him, things started falling on their places. Things started getting better, and something more bigger happened about somebody who was tormenting me at work, doing all sort of things. So God did it for me. Today, I'm happy. I'm glad that I found God. He's always on my side, and I appreciate Him. So, thank you so much for listening to what I've just said. I hope it will bring out something from you. It will make you reflect back of things that happened into your life, even if it's not the same story as what happened to me, but one or two things will click and make you to reflect back into your life and think of accepting Jesus if you did not, or if you have accepted Jesus, it will make you to thank Him and have more faith in Him. Thank you so much. Once again, God bless you. God be with you. Bye.